Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rainy, this is the Enchanted Planner, and what are we doing today? Well, it's that wonderful time of year where people are looking for a planner for the new year, and let me tell you, when I first started, I wish I had had some kind of guide to tell me all the things, because I was very, very lost in the lingo when I first started. So that's what we're talking about today. We're also going to talk about what is disc-bound planning and why I love it. What are the sizes and what sizes do I love and why do I love them? So we're just going to go through some of that stuff. Okay, so first off, what is disc-bound planning? Well, it's a planner that's on discs. Kind of a no-brainer, right? So I love them because you can take the pages off relatively easy. You just need to be careful to lift them off close to the discs so you don't rip your pages. Now, in the past, every year, I have bought, without fail, planners, and by about the third week in January, they're collecting dust. I don't have any of my coil-bound planners or anything like that anymore because I actually just literally threw them out a few months ago. I'm lucky I stumbled across this one. I don't know how he got missed in the shuffle, but maybe it was because I needed him for this video. But again, it's a planner I bought. It was, you know, not cheap and it didn't get used. I've had coil-bound planners in the past. I don't care for them because if, you know, you've ever had them and you're trying to like write close to the spine, like it's messy. It's also difficult to try and write when, you know, your pages are all like thick and you're trying to write and hover above the page without being able to lay your wrists nice and flat. So that is why I was super, super sold on disc-bound planning. The other thing too is as I mentioned, I finally complete planners. I actually use them the whole year, and that's new for me. Like 3 years in a row, I've completed 4 planners each year, January to December. Personally, I think that's more about the stickers, but you know, it doesn't matter. The end result is the same. It still keeps me organized and I'm still finishing the planners. So what planner sizes do we have and why do I love and why do I love them? So Happy Planner's bread and butter is the classic size. In particular, the classic vertical would be their bread and butter, but they do have other sizes. So here's an example of a classic size. It is 7 across and 9.25 high. It comes on 9 discs. They also have a skinny classic, which is, excuse me, hold on one second. There we go. I haven't really had issues with this for a while and all of a sudden it's back. Okay, the skinny classic is 4.125 across and 7 inches tall. Or sorry, 9.25 tall. I'm losing my mind today. Okay, let's do that again. The skinny classic is 4.125 across and 9 inches high, 9.25. And they're cute little planners. The only thing is, Happy Planner doesn't release skinny classics with every release. That is my only thing to caution people of, is when you're choosing a planner, just be aware that it may not be available in each release. The ones that they do consistently release every single time is vertical, dashboard, horizontal, and teacher. Those are the ones that get released without fail, but not always do the other sizes get released. So it's just something to keep in mind. Now, we also have minis. Now the minis are these guys, and they are 4.625 across by 7 inches high. And then they come on 7 discs. They also have a skinny mini, which is this little cutie. And the skinny mini is 2.64 across by 7 inches high. And yes, I buy them I've bought a couple of these and I bought a couple of these, and without fail, I don't really use them every year. So these are not going to be in my lineup next year. I buy them because I want an on-the-go planner, but the problem is I'm very, very rarely on the go. So these don't really make much sense. I love them, but when supplies are expensive, I don't really want to go wasting supplies either, right? So these guys, again, come on 7 discs. These guys come on 9 discs, and there's one more size we're going to talk about, which is the big. This guy. This guy comes on 11 discs, and it is 8.5 by 11. So if you're someone that doesn't want to fiddle around with resizing things and wants to be able to print things straight from your printer and punch it and put it into your planner, a big is probably a good idea for you. I am not fond of the big. It's too big almost. It's like, I feel like I'm back in high school, like writing out things. Like it's too big. My personal preference, I'm a classic girl. I love my classic planners. Love them. So now we've talked about the sizes and we've talked about these guys. Now we're going to talk about the discs. Happy Planner has a variety of discs. We have minis, classics, and expander discs. So mini discs are 0.75 inches. Classics are 1.25 inches. And the expander discs are 1.75 inches. I really wish there was a size between this and this, because sometimes these are a little bit too small, but these are way too big. Like they look funny on planners. Like they're so big. So, and I know other planner companies that make discs have a size in here. It's a 1.5. But the pages for Happy Planner don't turn very well on them because there's a difference in the length of the stem. So it was a little frustrating. So I'm like, well, these don't work. I'll just make these work and stop overstuffing my planners. That would probably be the best route. But all in all, I'm a classic and a mini size girl. Like I said, I've tried the big and it's just too big. And like I said, the mini is not going to be in my roundup next year, my lineup next year, because it never gets used. Then we have a variety of different styles and colors. I'm preferential to metal discs, and in particular black metal discs, but they do have, like, there's so many different colors in the planner discs. This is a new one they put out last year, I want to say. With this, you know, classic sleek look of just this hole in the center instead of the heart. I'm a little bit more preferential to the heart, but you know, these work too. What I find though, is going to grab my planner, a lot of the times my finger gets stuck in these. So I just have to be careful when I grab my planner. But yeah, there's a lot to work with. Now, planner release wise, they release planners a few times throughout the year. Where is it? There it is. I have so many planners on my desk right now. It's not funny. They release the January start planners in the fall. So in September is when the January start planners will start making their way into the market. In the spring, it's usually March or April, the 18-month planners start making their way into the market. And the 18-month planners have a July start and go through to the following year's December. So if you're looking for a planner you don't have to replace, you got some more time with the 18-month planner. The teacher planners also get released in the spring. And usually the minis that start in July as well. So there's always generally planners making their way to the market. Like we're coming up right now on the time where the undated planners will start making an appearance, because they usually get released late November, early December, somewhere in there at the time I'm filming this anyways, that they should be making their way onto the Happy Planner website and into the market fairly soon. I like all of them. I have a planner addiction apparently, because I have a lot of them. But I'm going to be a little bit more frugal next year in my selections and, you know, downsize what I'm using a little bit, because like I said, the minis they're not getting used. So there's no point in me, there's no point in me buying them. But that is it for this particular video. There will be another one in this series that's going to talk about the planner layouts and what my preference is for those layouts. And that will make its way out pretty soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button on your way out so you don't miss any of this series or any of my uploads. And I'll talk to you real soon. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you next time.